Thanks for talking to us, Saif. You're back to the OTT platform with Tanda. How's that? Tell us something about the show.
About the show. Well, I think it's a good idea to have a show. As Indians, I think we like talking about politics a lot, and we're very political nation. So to make a drama about, that world would be, I thought, really exciting. And of course, we've got make-believe, highly dramatized kind of characters.
You stole the word I was thinking, Saif. Yesterday, I was thinking about Tanda when I'd seen that little bit of the teaser of yours, right? And I was thinking Machiavellian because, politics is ruthless. And I think that's what your character probably is showing, that, to survive in a political world, you have to really cut off ties and be completely ambitious and ruthless towards that target you're going to, right? So what exactly is Samar like?
First of all, I think Ali would best understand Samar. And I do too as well. But I don't think he's unlike, he's quite close to Ali's heart and mind. And he's the central character in the show, but he's not necessarily the nicest person in the show. But I think the more time you spend with somebody, you start sympathizing with their point of view, even if it's not. It's funny like that. If the camera spends enough time with you, your point of view becomes important, even though it might not necessarily be the healthiest point of view. So the show is kind of about Samar's survival in a way. It's a show about people, and it's about what drives people. And the arena that would be interesting to look at the impact of pressure on people, it could be a sinking ship like the Titanic, or it could be a struggle for political survival in Delhi. So that's the milieu we've chosen. And it's got all the drama. It's got fathers who, don't like their sons or are scared of their sons. I think my father in the thing is quite in semi-awe and dread of what he's produced, which can happen in life,
Right.
Father and son issues are probably the reason Kaun Banega Crorepati is so popular, in the sense that well, that's what a psychologist told me once. He said at 9 o'clock, Amitji becomes everyone's dad.
That's so true, actually, if you think of it.
Yeah. So father and son issues are rife, and everyone will relate, because at some point or the other, you're looking for that approval or complicated relationship, fathers and sons generally.
How did you kind of prepare to play Samar? Because I feel at times it's very easily, you can very easily caricature political types. It could be like the fat, corrupt politician or the idealistic politician, So to kind of like, play a character, which could be probably both, is not easy. So how did you kind of like...
in a role like this, I think you're playing the subtext, You're not really playing the text. You're not saying, it's not really the political scenario that's important, or it's not even the dialogues. It's the relationship with your father that, that's being questioned, or it's the relationship with. So that's what the show is about to me. It's about the kind of person he is, which is obviously what I have to get into as an actor. So, in the same way, you don't base it on anybody. You kind of read the lines and learn the lines and then figure out the most dramatically interesting way to show this guy, which I'll share with you, ended up in my head being that you don't show what he's thinking. It's not really rocket science in that sense, but it's more interesting if you don't know what the next move is going to be.
You shot bits of the series in Pataudi Palace, also Delhi as well. So that must have been really nice.
Well, it was the easiest.
Being at home, literally. What did you do?
We did various things. But,
what did you do while you were not shooting?
Well, while I was alone there when we weren't shooting, sometimes letting a film crew into your house is a slightly worrying thing, because it's a little bit like inviting a gentle army in terms of, they do whatever they want and they're everywhere. But they were very well behaved and they looked after everything, which was very nice. But after they left, I was alone there for a couple of weeks, and I never feel alone in Pataudi. It's the only place, I feel most at home. It must be something to do with, my father being buried there or whatever. But, so it was really nice. I'd have quiet evenings by a fireplace and learn my lines and, read books and just hang out. So it was great. Yeah. But what we did when the crew was there, was very nice because Ali loves to play cricket and he's very competitive and noisy about it. And he would be yelling and screaming, and we played this game. But the thing that happened as a result was we started really respecting each other as human beings, as opposed to the kind of hierarchy that can happen on a film set. The light man and the gaffer became also a really good left-handed batsman and a really good leg spinner. And we started looking at them slightly differently, and it really bonded us as a crew. And it was a really nice experience. And then we'd have dinners also in the dining room in Pataudi with 12 of us at the table. And Ali would make some of the actors who had very nice voices sing ghazals. And so in that sense, he's the Nawab. I'm just like a... So there's...
Actually, it's so funny, but Saif, off sets, it was completely not political. It was completely like, absolutely not political. Everyone was equal. It was completely like,
absolutely.
Just having
totally
a blast.
Like, and I'm really happy. And the kind of, long form story format is like that. And that's the nicest thing about it, is that everyone is just respected really according to their acting talent. And it's got nothing to do with anything else. And everybody is equally important. And that's the nicest, you're right, that's the nicest thing about it.
Yeah. Saif, you were the first few, the so-called big actors who actually, went into digital with Sacred Games, and it really worked for you. So again, as an art form, what do you prefer, digital or cinema? They're completely different, of course.
No.
But...
you can have a film that's completely unsatisfying in terms of art, or same for the longer form. The thing is, you've got to bring your best talent to it. Any piece of film, if it's got good art direction, money behind it in terms of quality, ideas, good writing, and proper direction, then it's great. I mean, it's very difficult to choose one over the other, except you might start getting better at the longer form because you had more time living the characters. You can really get comfortable, which is now telling me that maybe I need to prep the film roles more, because the difference, there's a lot of changes in cinema. You see a lot of people traveling with chefs and traveling with, trainers and all that stuff. But I think what the time is the real valuable asset. But imagine going to a location a couple of weeks before you start filming and just running the scenes or doing, proper preparation, because the best preparation is doing it. And once you've done like when I did Sacred Games, by the time we did the second season, I mean, I was Sartaj Singh in my head. So it was such a pleasure to act, then acting on a slightly different level, Then you think you know the lines, but actually you don't, But if you really do know them, so that you can say them literally backwards, that's another... I'm getting sidetracked perhaps, but I don't know what I prefer.
What about it after Sartaj? What do you actually? I mean, it's completely, it's very different.
Fascinating stories to be told in the longer form, as long as it's quality. Like Ali's the best director in his production, or the most successful director. Motwani is the best director, and Kashyap in that production. So as long as you're not putting out your B team to do the web stuff, because you find television and web to be somehow below film, that's the issue. And that's the whole concept behind Netflix, is they wanted to challenge that and say, we'll put so much money into this show, it'll be better than that movie. But mindsets are still, difficult to change, and people sometimes feel that there's a difference, and there really shouldn't be.
Again, Saif, I think you make Wicket look deliciously wicked. It's amazing. I mean, you do. I mean, Tanaji, you were really great. And even before, we could probably think of, actors doing negative roles. You've done in Omkara, which was brilliant. So I think you've always kind of had the knack to make bad look good in a certain weird way, like where people like you.
It's kind of you to say that, but I think it's easier for me to make bad look good and more interesting than, really reveling in good. Some people just look great being good. I mean, they have angelic faces, and you like to watch them do that. And I do enjoy it. It's not that, I might get fed up of doing. So it's this constant struggle of people are in a big rush to stereotype you. So I feel Sartaj Singh, for example, was a very pure character.
Right.
So I'm glad that I can do that, and I'm not basically an evil person who's being photographed.
No, but even at Tanaji, your role was appreciated. Like, people just like, especially I think at least lots of the women I know went crazy about your role in Tanda.
It's well
That's a
directed,
fact.
and
So I think there's something.
It is a dark role. It's very theatrical, and it was something that I really broke
it's very theatrical.
Because I don't normally act like that. I mean, we normally just say our lines and try and do it with sincerity, but to play a role where you're acting, head to toe, and you're kind of being theatrical about everything was really interesting to kind of discover ways of communicating, like maybe kicking up a bit of dust with your foot to show it's proper acting. So it was a journey that was an artistic one. So it wasn't judging the character's morality. It was just having fun or trying to entertain the audience in the purest way,
Well, next is definitely 2021 is going to be a little hectic for you. You're going to become a dad.
Yeah. I'm telling you,
congratulations,
base camp 1, the ropes are set and the crampons are on. We're just taking a break to drink some wine over the new year, and then it's back up the hill.
You'll need a lot of energy to do the amount of films you'd be doing and then handle a baby at home.
Yes. Well, I'm very excited.
But Karina is the perfect mom. She's always like, always picture perfect with the baby. So I'm sure that'll be easier for you.
Oh, she's great. And, I'm talking about base camps and marriages. I mean, I read somewhere that, a career is like climbing a mountain, but you can't do it without a good base camp. And base camp is home. So both her and I think we make time for our families because it's what keeps us sane. I mean, this is all just a game we've invented to pass our time on earth, success and failure and work. But the most important thing is our children and our time together, so.
It's amazing. I mean, when you were shooting Bhoot Police as well in Palampur and, that area, I couldn't help but just love what Taimur was doing. I mean, he was doing these village walks with you guys. He was learning pottery. There was a photograph of him picking up a bundle of hay. And I found it completely self-refreshing for a star kid. I hate that word star kid as well, but I mean, we use it. We use the word star kids.
And
I find it completely refreshing that Taimur is exploring so many things outside that little bubble called Bollywood.
Something is very
Bollywood birthday
be in a bubble, and not just Bollywood, but it's just easy to be in a bubble. And we're very lucky because we have so many influences on and we've noticed so many people around us. I mean, advertising, filmmakers who like food and cooking this stuff, and people who like travel, who are outdoorsy, people who like fishing and rafting. And so we're open to those things. And somehow our parenting has kind of come across just not by really trying or reading books. I mean, he's just a reflection of who we are. So he copies and he sees. And if he's learned to speak to the cook at home decently with manners, is because they completely copy us, So I'm happy that.
No. I mean, I saw a photo of him taking off his mask and literally posing for the paparazzi.
I told him to do that.
And very endearing.
I told him to do that. I said, you have to respect these guys because he learns from me. And if he hears me saying, I don't know why they're asking for photos. It's not important. He gets upset with them. So I have to tell him, unfortunately, you don't deserve it, but people like taking your picture.
But how has it been for you during the lockdown, when you have a baby coming on the way and Taimur is also young? So how difficult was it for you to kind of cope with the whole pressure of just being locked down and this whole pandemic?
But, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry to say that, I know people have had a really rough time. So I'm not very comfortable saying how happy I've been. But the fact is, I think it's training. And we've been trained like this for a long time. Where where greatness is. It's in books and films and, nice music, all that kind of thing. And there's so many things to do to pass your time, whether it's reading or playing the guitar or cooking. And Tim's been amazing. And the family, we've had a really intense family time together, which has been great. I do miss traveling. And but this sounds so superficial because people have had a pretty rough time, actually. I know a few people whose marriages have broken up and
it's been chaotic
mayhem out there. So I was quite proud that I was all right, but now I'm just feeling that it's a little insensitive to all the people who have really suffered. Thanks. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you. Bye, Saif. Thank you.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.